Okay, breaking news. I cut 4 inches off of my hair. So if you know what that means something is happening. There is something happening, right? At the end of this episode is when I'm going to share with you why I'm walking away from the thing that I've built my business on. Okay, let's get into it. Here it is. This is drum roll, please. I am taking an Instagram hiatus. Okay, I feel like I need to shake this out a little bit before we get into this. I'm really sharing this. What I'm going to share with you today is confirming it. Okay, it's confirming it. You know, when you are like, okay, I'm just going to announce it because when I announce it, it actually is real. It's like out of my head. It's out of my notes. It's out of my planning. It's actually happening today. Okay, let's freaking go. So this week I made a decision that I never thought that I would make. Something big is shifting, and it is my identity. And she is fully locked and loaded now, baby. And sharing this with you today is showcasing that. There is a moment when your next level identity, it becomes too loud to ignore. And this week was the week where I was like, okay, I hear you. Okay, I'm getting all the signs. I'm getting all the confirmations. My intuition drops, my downloads, all the things. I'm like, okay, I hear you. I hear you. All right, now let's go. This is not like an overnight thing where it's like, oh yeah, you know what? F it. I'm just going to do this thing. Like this has been something that has been brewing for months. This has been marinating within my soul for months. And it's like come up in like conversations with friends. It's come up with conversations with myself in ChatGPT, in journaling, in reflecting, in planning, and just being like so open and really asking myself, what really fuels my energy? As the iconic woman, we are so radically honest with ourselves. The iconic woman is so truthful, so honest with herself. And I wasn't being honest with myself on a particular thing. I just want to start with how this has been coming in as signs because I've been open to receiving them. If you're not open to receiving them, you're not going to see them. So let's see if this is maybe a sign for you today where you're like, oh my God, this is the thing that I exactly needed to hear today because I have been feeling this exact same way. Okay, this might be it for you today. So I was talking to my friend about this particular thing, and she was talking about this girl who I knew was friends with this other girl here in Charleston. And I was like, oh, I've been wanting to get together with this girl. Let me go ahead and check out her IG. I haven't seen her stuff on my feed in a while. Well, I go to her page and she has not posted on IG since the beginning of September. She took an Instagram hiatus and started building out her YouTube channel. So I was like, oh my God, I need to see what this is about. So I clicked on her YouTube video sharing her why she did this, her decision why she did this. And I was listening to her and I was like, oh, I am resonating with everything that she is saying, on a cellular level. And I was like, I think I'm going to take an IG hiatus. I think this actually has to happen. And I'm going to tell you all the reasons of why I was feeling this way. And then I would just get sign after sign after sign of this is what you are meant to be doing. And then one of these girls that I'm in a mastermind with, she just put on a class about selling on YouTube and starting a YouTube channel. And I was like, I'm hearing you loud and clear. Not to mention, I bought a YouTube course I don't know, I think it was back in May or June this year, so that I never even actually dove into yet. So this has been months in the making, okay? This was not impulsive. This was identity led. This has been me really anchoring into, okay, my truth now, my new identity. What does she do? How does she move? What actions does she take? What strategy does she do? And I realized that I wasn't being Mom. My mom is calling. Mom, do you want to be on my podcast? Oh, well, we're recording right now, so you are. You're eating lunch? Okay, bye. Oh my God, I thought I had it on Do Not Disturb. I do. Oh, she's on my Do Not Disturb bypassing thing. I have it on for my daughter, and I guess I have it on for my mom where it bypasses the Do Not Disturb. Anyway, that was my mom. Okay. So when I asked myself, okay, the identity of the iconic woman, okay, this is like the alter ego main character that I have evolved into. This is what I chose, the iconic woman. Why? Because if you think of the word icon and you think of the energy behind that word, if you think of the people that you think about, like when you think about icon, I think about Marilyn Monroe, I think about Beyonce, I think about Oprah Winfrey, I think about these powerhouse people who just like really truly own who they are and own their truths, right? So, I feel like Instagram has become this noisy, performative, competitive space. And I'm not here for it. I am not here to be distracted by my mission and by my vision. And I feel like it has been doing that. I feel like it has been a major energy leak for me. And in this season, in what I'm building, and forever and ever until the end of time, I am sacredly protecting my energy and noticing, where do I feel drained? Where do I feel like my energy is leaking? And Instagram, bing, 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 kept coming up. I kept feeling, oh my God. Like, first of all, I was working on like my subconscious rewiring for not being the performer, not being the one who's in the proving energy. So like as I'm doing this, I'm still realizing I'm like, there's still the tendency to want to do that because I'm on this platform, and that's what it is. Everyone is trying to prove, perform, they're noisy, they're loud, they're competitive, especially in the coaching industry, right? It's like, whose dick is bigger? And everyone is so contrasting and bashing other people. And I'm just like, there is so much noise. Can I just share my truth and not be inundated with this noise? Not feel like, yeah, I could be fiery as fuck. Like, I'm the iconic woman. I give the fire, I give the heat, I give the truth, but I'm also really loving and really nurturing. And I felt we're constantly competing or constantly comparing, right? Like you're looking at someone else and you're like, ooh, I'm growing and evolving, and I want to become, and I want to get this kind of success, I want to make this kind of money, I want to have these kind of offers and this kind of legacy or whatever. And then we're like, oh, I think I have to do it this way, the way this person's doing it. And one of the things I promised myself going into, okay, out of the year, if you know, if you're into like astrology and stuff and all that, it was the year of the snake, right? Which is like shedding. It was the identity rebirth moment. And we're going into the year of the horse, right? So I was thinking about a horse. I'm like, all right, the horse, we have momentum. Boom, let's go. And blinders on. I'm thinking about like the blinders that the horses wear. And I'm like, I need to zero in and do this. And I have undiagnosed ADHD 1000%. So being on a platform like Instagram is like, it is easy not to get sucked into the scrolling, get sucked into the comparing. No matter how confident you are within yourself, that does something to your subconscious, okay? And I got honest with myself and I'm like, okay, I started on Instagram in 2014. That's where I built my previous empire. That's where I built my beauty educator empire. But the strategy is so different now. That was in the era where it was like influencers were popping up. I was one of the first influencers getting all these brand deals. And it was because I was creating 15-second clips. There wasn't as much noise. There weren't as many people on it. And the strategy was completely different because it wasn't flooded and it wasn't saturated. And it is a completely different strategy now. Like, yes, I do believe you can win at the Instagram game, right? And create viral videos to get more reach and people seeing you and like, but it's like you have to play around and be performative for the algorithm. And I'm like, I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to have to compete. I just want to share my truth, share my message on a platform where, first of all, I own my own content. And second of all, one where I don't have to like just play the game of like, okay, this only goes up for 24 hours. And like, and it's like, I would find myself, oh, I got this amazing idea. Oh my God, let me see how I can craft this into a carousel post. Like I get downloads every single day of like, oh my God, this is a great thing to speak about. And then what happens is I'm like, oh, I need to squeeze it into the Instagram box. I need to make it smaller. And I'm like, no, I need somewhere where I can share my bigness. I need somewhere where I can go off and riff. And yes, I have this podcast, but I'm like, I want somewhere where I can be found, be visible for more than just 24 hours. Okay. So I was thinking about this and I was like, the strategy that I used to build my beauty empire was different and the same. Like there are still some elements and things that I'm currently doing in this season that stay true. It's have certainty in who you're serving, what your mission and vision is, your core values, all those things, right? That stays true. But the other side of it is I have grown and evolved so much, and the business that I'm growing now, it's a mission-based business. It is a movement, okay? It's a lot different than the business I was building before being a beauty educator. Completely different. So I started to ask myself, I'm like, why am I doing the same strategy, a strategy of utilizing IG to promote myself, to sell my things? Why am I still utilizing that strategy when the game has changed? My business model has changed, my movement has changed, right? And why am I diluting my genius for reach? Like, why am I actually doing that? Okay. And I heard, and oh God, I saw this like other video again a couple months ago. It's like, this is all coming back now. And this girl, she has an Instagram profile and she literally bashes Instagram on her profile. And she's like, come on YouTube. YouTube's where it's at. She's like, here on Instagram, these are little snacks. These are little snacks. These are the Cheetos. If you are the caviar, come get on the caviar platform, right? Come on YouTube, right? I was like, oh my God, there is so much truth to that. And I am refusing to dull myself down to play the game of chasing the algorithm. I'm done. I'm over it. So I asked myself these legacy level questions that have changed everything and have changed my decision making. Because when you are shifting your identity, there's things that come up. When I really have done this deep body-based level work, I just got certified in somatic work. I do a lot of subconscious rewiring. And one of the things was, I was like, if I am building a global movement, am I operating like someone building one? And when I asked myself, the way that I've been conditioned to create content now, right? Is this the way that I create content in the future to have a global movement? And I was like, no, I'm actually doing it ass backwards. Why would I be having these downloads, these ideas, these things that I want to speak into, and then diluting it and trying to fit it into the box on Instagram when it should be reversed engineered the other way? And I should be sharing it on a platform like a podcast or on YouTube, and then just take little bits out of this longer form content and pop it on Instagram. Instead, I've been like, oh, I have this phenomenal idea. Oh my God, yes, I have to create this into an Instagram post or multiple ones. And it's like, why am I even doing that? That's an energy leak. And there are AI tools that can literally help me make 20 videos or more out of one podcast episode. Why am I working harder and not smarter? So that was the first question. I was like, if I am building a global movement, am I operating like someone building one? And the answer was no. I was doing it ass backwards. I was doing it the way that my old identity would do to build my beauty educator business. So why the fuck was I doing it? Because I was so conditioned to doing it that way. And I was stuck on the hamster wheel of create this many posts per week, or make sure this is formatted into a carousel. Make sure you do this hook and B-roll and this. Make sure you're sharing this kind of storytelling in your stories and all of that. And it just made me like so mad. I'm like, oh my God, I have been doing all this subconscious rewiring, and yet this has been the one part of my identity that has been lagging and stuck in the old identity of doing the same thing and then expecting to get a different result. And I'm like, isn't that the definition of insanity, right? It's like you're doing the same things and then you're expecting a different result, and there's not a different result because you're not changing. So I'm like, I need to change my strategy in the way that I'm sharing my work. And as a mom of three, this was my next question I asked myself. As a mom of three, with 3-hour work windows, okay, plus me as a projector, I mean, that is just like the sweet spot. 3 to 4 hours work per day is like my max, and then I'm good because I put out a lot of energy, like high focused energy as a projector. And we are actually, if you're into human design, the projectors, we siphon other people's energy. We don't create the energy. We direct the energy. We are the guide. So like I come in like burst. I'm like burst of like 3-hour work windows. And also as a mom of three, right? Like I don't really want to work more than 3 to 4 hours a day. Like why would I want to be away from my kids that much, right? So I asked myself, as a mom of three with 3-hour work windows, what actually amplifies my energy? And I was like, if I would think about, and I tested myself too. I was like, I this week was like, oh, maybe I'll just start writing out some content. And I will do like a script, like in my words, right? Then I'll just write it out, pop it on the teleprompter, and record a couple of those. So I did that. I recorded like 5 IG reels, and it was like, I don't know, 2 hours or something like that. And then afterwards, I was like, I could have just recorded 4 different podcasts and created 40 different little video clips. What the F? Like, I am not using my time wisely. Like, this is so ridiculous. So that doesn't amplify my energy, knowing, oh my God, I got 4 little tiny pieces of content done. Like, no, no. And it doesn't amplify my energy to sit in front of a teleprompter thing, read something off, like that curated like version. Like, even though they're my words, I'm just like, I like to riff. I like to share things like this. And like, this is me. So I tested that out this week and I was like, yep, that's it. It drains my energy. So I asked myself, what amplifies my energy? Okay. So number one, ask yourself these questions right now too. Okay. These are legacy level questions. Number one, if you're building a movement, are you operating like someone building one? Okay. Number two, if you're a mama, whatever your scenario is, whatever season you're in, ask yourself. So for me, as a mom of 3 with 3-hour work windows, plug in your own thing. As a married woman who has, who would ideally like to work 5 hours a day or 8 hours a day or whatever, what amplifies my energy? Like, ask yourself these questions, okay? And then the third question that I asked was, okay, what amplifies my energy, right? That was actually answering the question of what drains me. What drains me, what fuels me. What amplifies my energy is this: speaking to my audience like this in long form. This lights me the F up. And I also had a time where I was like starting to do like a Substack articles, which I'm like, ooh, I really want to practice my writing skills. But really, my potency comes in the form of riffing, of speaking. And when I go down to type something, I'm like, and I just feel like, ew, I don't want to. So that's where ChatGPT comes in. And I'm like, I'm just going to riff here, like make it sound exactly like me and pop this into a Substack article. Okay. So I've been playing around with all these things. I have been taking massive action, doing all these things and asking myself, okay, is this amplifying my energy or is this draining my energy? Okay. So those 3 questions. Are you operating like someone building a movement? What is amplifying your energy? And be realistic of like how much time you have per day, right? To pour into or per week, right? And what drains you and what fuels you really? Like, those are the questions you must ask yourself. So I was like also asking, I like went deep dive into ChatGPT. I'm like, I'm so hyper self-aware, which is what makes me so successful, because I do what works for me. And this is what I really believe for my people, is guiding you to what works for you and your unique blueprint. So I'm big on human design. I'm a projector. So like I said, I'm making sure I'm doing things in my projector energy, which is 3 hours a day. And okay, question for you is like, where does your potency live, right? For me, it's lives, speaking, storytelling, depth, right? So I was like, okay, where can I fully have full reign of freedom expressing myself in that way, right? And for you listening, you might be the opposite. You might be like, you know what? I actually thrive when I write something. Like when I storytell and when I write things down. Like that's where I like truly thrive, right? You have to ask yourself, where does your potency lie? And yeah, and just be honest with yourself with these things, because so often we're like, oh, do I really feel that way? But this is what I have to do. And then we tell ourselves the lie of like, we have to do it this way. Again, if you're talking about Instagram, you're like playing to the rules of Instagram. I have to do it this way. I have to find this hook and do this B-roll thing. And I have to do voiceovers and I have to do carousel posts and I have to do it in this way. And it's like, you actually don't. You actually find your way and then you channel it appropriately. Okay. And I got really honest with myself. I'm like, long form feels true to my self expression. And then I'll just take little nuggets out of the long form. So asking myself all of these questions, what it came down to is I need to change platforms. Like, I need to be on YouTube. I need to be podcasting. Like, those need to be my key focus things that I have to focus on, right? These are sustainable. These are wildly searchable. These are legacy building platforms that will be there. Your content will be on there forever and ever and ever and ever. I started my YouTube channel back in 2015, I think, when I did bridal hair education, and I still have people watching those videos. I've like never done anything with that. I've never even like replied to comments on it. Like I've done nothing with it, and I have like thousands of views on some of my videos, and I'm just like, this is what's up. This is where it's at. So if you are feeling this way, if you're like, today was like the day that I needed to hear this, okay, I want you now to like lean into this a little bit more and know that these are the signs confirming your truth within. Listen to what your body is telling you right now, and like maybe journal, meditate after this, go for a walk, like work out, and just let all of this sink in. Like, does this resonate for you? I'm not saying you have to do the same thing. I'm not saying you have to do what I'm doing here, but is this resonating? Like, just be aware of that, and what exactly is resonating as you listen to this, right? Are you leaking your energy scrolling on Instagram and you're realizing, oh my God, this is actually an energy leak. Oh my gosh, I have like undiagnosed ADHD or diagnosed ADHD and I just can't help myself and I need to remove this, right? Am I, scrolling and seeing drama that I don't even want to see because I'm just subjected to see it because I go on the app and it's like, oh, boop, there's a post. And that was also another thing. That was another sign this week. There's something that has been happening in the mastermind that I'm a part of. And there was some stuff going on. And I was like reading these posts and I'm like, I don't even want to be reading this right now. This is like catty high school stuff. Like, I don't want to read this. This is drama. Like, why? Energy leak, right? And that is not who I want to be. Like, I want to be the iconic woman with her blinders on, doing her thing, rising with her people, having juicy, incredible conversations, okay? So, with that said, your identity shift, if you're evolving, if you are growing, if you are currently in a season of also identity shifting, it demands different environments. And for me, it's been just screaming at me like, you need a new environment. The old you used to create hair tutorials on Instagram, and that was your way of doing things. And like your mind, like my mind will just go there like, oh, that's a great idea for content. Let me create this thing, blah, blah, blah. And I have to rewire my subconscious and be like, no, this is a topic that I could speak deeply into and give immense value to my audience on longer form content instead of being like, oh, I can squeeze this into a box, right? And what worked for me in 2015 isn't going to work for me now in 2025. Like, no. So ask yourself, like, am I doing the same strategies that I did before to build and grow my business? Like, this isn't going to work. If you're saying yes, like it's not going to work. Industries change, like platforms change. Like you need to grow and evolve with it, or you're going to be left behind. If you want a different outcome, you must be different in all the ways, and ask yourself, would the iconic woman be doing this? Okay. Or whatever alter ego you want to call yourself. But if you're part of the iconic woman movement, would the iconic woman be siphoning her energy to something that is just draining the shit out of her, right? Or a place where she's amplified and she's living her life in full abundance and joy and freedom, right? So, what you can expect moving forward. Here it is. This is drum roll, please. This is the big announcement. You're like, oh yeah, she's going to start a new platform. She's going to be on YouTube now, right? Like, okay, yeah. Well, what's actually happening is for me to put my full focus on the YouTube channel, I am taking an Instagram hiatus. I know this is a big deal because every day I'm on the gram, I'm on my stories, I'm checking my DMs, I'm posting content. This is going to be a massive energy gain for me, okay? Because I was even thinking about like, how many times am I on Instagram a day? Like even just like subconsciously, just, oh, I gotta go check it. I'm taking a hiatus until January 1st. I will not be on the platform at all. The only way you'll be able to get in contact with me or stay in contact with me is through my emails or YouTube or my podcast. That's it. That's it. I may pop on to do some like behind the scenes on my stories, but other than that, I am not posting one damn thing on Instagram until I have my foundation built within the next couple of weeks on my YouTube channel and on my podcast. Because like I said, I am utilizing a different strategy moving ahead that fits in alignment with the way I want to channel my energy that actually feels freaking good. And then when I feel comfortable, when I feel like, okay, I have this flywheel going, I have this flow, I will then create short form content from my long form content on the gram. And you'll be seeing me on there again, but not until I actually feel like, okay, I have this momentum and flow going and this feels good. And I now have designated the time and energy to do so. Until that, which I feel like 3 weeks is adequate enough. I feel like this feels really, really good for me. Plus the holidays are coming up and everything. And I'm like, you know what? This actually feels really good to take a pause and break from Instagram. Like this could be really good for me in like so many ways, mental health wise, being with my family wise, having the time and energy back for myself. And I'm going to be documenting all of this, by the way, on YouTube. So if you are like, I want to hear what's going on, like you're not going to be able to find out on Instagram. It's going to be on YouTube or on my podcast. So stay tuned for like updates on there with how this is going. I'm going to walk you through this evolution with me. And if you're feeling like this so resonated with you today, and this was like the sign where you're like, you know what? Me too. It doesn't mean you have to go on an IG hiatus, or maybe you do. Like, I don't know, like whatever whatever you're feeling the pull to do. But I know that the signs that I received this week, I was so grateful for them because I could have kept bypassing this for even longer. I mean, the girl whose YouTube that I watched where I was like, oh, she hasn't been on IG since September. She said it took her 2 years to make this final decision until she kept getting these signs. And she was like, okay, God, I'm listening. And that's what I felt like this week. I was like, okay, it's been a couple months. I've been feeling this, been planning this out in my mind, but I haven't taken the action on it. Let's freaking go. So let's freaking go if you're feeling this way too. And if not, and you're just here along for the ride and along for this journey and want to stay tuned for what I have moving forward, you're welcome to come on that ride with me. So what you can expect moving forward on my YouTube and on my podcast. I just want to lay it all out here so you know what to expect on each of those different platforms. YouTube, it's going to be educational. All right. I'm going to be showing you how to build your movement, your brand. So I'm going to be sharing educational things, your identity, somatics, leadership frameworks, documentary of the iconic woman movement. So I'm taking you through this, like kind of like vlog style, like let's go. Like there's going to be raw, real, messy, like you're coming on this evolution with me. And I'm going to be sharing actually little micro somatic practices on my YouTube channel, which are really fun so that you can rewire your subconscious in real time with me. And those are going to be at the end of each of my videos. I was like, ooh, that's a cool little element I can add in because like this nervous system mastery work and the somatics work has literally changed my life and I do it every day. I was like, why don't I give you like a little bit in piece and a little taster of that so that you know what to expect when you really come into my world and we dive deep into that subconscious rewiring. Like these little bits are going to be everything. And the YouTube is going to like bingeable and like more structured. Okay. So that's what you could expect on my YouTube channel. The podcast, which you're on right now, the podcast is where I'm going to continue to go into deep storytelling. Okay. Behind the scenes of becoming, vulnerable identity moments, raw riffs, spiritual insights, voice note energy. Okay. If you know, you know, if you've been following me on my podcast since 2018, yes, it's grown and evolved, but you know how it goes here. Okay. And I'll be sharing the heart of the movement. So these are two completely different experiences,
but you could totally tune into both, and both are needed for this next level of expansion for me. So just to be clear, I will not be posting on IG feed. You could stay in contact with me via email. I will be popping in occasionally on my IG stories, DMs only. If you are going towards like the YouTube podcast email and you have like questions about it, whatever, that's where you can find me. I will just be directing you there. And my email list, though, will be my home base. So just make sure you subscribe to my email list. I will pop a link for you below. And if you want to follow this evolution in real time, follow me where the movement actually lives, which is here and on YouTube. So I love you so much. I love you for being a part of this journey. If you have been with me on this journey for, oh my God, it's been like, honestly, this has been the ego death and the identity rebirth of the evolution of the decade. This is massive. Okay. It's been going on since 2023 when I said I am no longer teaching bridal hair classes anymore. This has been the evolution. So thank you for being here with me. If you've been with me through that, if you are now just currently joining me and you're new and you're on this new path with me and you're like, oh, I just found you, like, welcome. We are going to continue the expansion. We're going to continue the evolution. I cannot wait to just continue to share this journey with you and all of the wisdom and knowledge that I'm gaining through this. Like, that's truly what it's about. It's about sharing it with you and continue to rise with you and just build this legacy out. So thank you for being here. I love you. I love you. I love you so much. And if you love this today and you want to show the channel some love, please, I'd love if you could leave a little review below. I'd love to hear what like resonated for you the most, because I will continue to riff on those things. And I just love to know, like, I will speak more into those things if you're like, ooh, this is the thing. And plus it'll get it out there to more iconic women like yourself. And that's the whole point. It's to spread this goodness in the world to other iconic women. So, wow, I love you. I will put the link for my email, all the things. And I can't wait to continue to connect with you. Here's to choosing depth. Here's to choosing legacy. And here's to choosing alignment. Let's frickin' go. Come be an iconic woman with me. Okay. It's time to remember who the F you are. And it all starts with truth. It all starts with alignment. It all starts with amplifying your energy and not draining it. Okay. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you. Thank you for being here.